So I read this article and it was talking about the word brat and that the singer was using it, and so now people are using the word brat. So you can spell it B-R-A-T. It doesn't really flow real well, but you can spell it. But there are some signs, and I would give you that, but I really wanted to give you an idea of how to convey. Remember, show. So convey is the concept to convey a vocabulary word that you want to use but don't know the sign. So the sign for brat, it can be done in different ways. And one is you have your mind, you think, and then think, gonna get you. This is, and what does brat mean? They are a holy terror. They are destructive. They're stubborn. They're smart aleck. They're they think they can get away with anything. They think they're smarter than everybody. So those are the kinds of words that we kind of lump into one and use that word brat. You can also, if you don't know the sign, don't panic, because the whole point is you're conveying what you want to say. We get so accustomed to using English words that sometimes we forget what they mean, and so we kind of freeze up, like, how do I sign that word? So this is what I tell people, and some people get really frustrated with me because they're going, I just want to know the sign. Are you telling us we just have to know the dictionary, or this is just a vocabulary lesson? Well, it kind of is, but really you need to know, what is it that I'm saying? So if you see someone with a bad attitude or a negative attitude, they're a brat. If you feel they're spoiled, and spoiled means what? That their mom or dad, they let them do whatever they want, that is a brat. They're stubborn, that's a brat. Oh, they're egotistical, or the big head. See, this is the sign for large. So if you have it on your head, then it's the big head. It's egotistical. That's a brat. Stubborn, that's a brat. That means if they're not paying attention, if they refuse to listen or do what other adults are telling them to do, if is one of the signs that was used for brat was evil, right? Evil. I don't know that I would use that, but it was used for a brat. But it's what's so funny is that you have to add that facial expression. Oh, that kid, attitude awful. They do whatever they want. Their mom and dad, they don't say anything. You could also say they close their mouth. They don't say anything. They say nothing, right? But you got to have that facial expression. And then you can say, when you use the word or vocabularies with brat, then you could also, I use kid this way, but you can always use it this way. So it depends on what region that you're from, what the people use. But I use kid, and it's like wiping their nose, and some people use that, oh, it's a kid. But not all kids are brats. Some of them that are really, really sweet. But if you see like a 6-year-old on a couch jumping, in like maybe a hotel or something, it'd be like, and their mom and dad, you go, their mom or dad, oh, you're right there, they're watching them. So to me, that's a brat, right? Spoiled. So there's different characteristics or attitudes. Oh, they have a bad attitude. They think they can do whatever they want. They're not paying attention to any adult. Right? So that's a brat. So sometimes you don't need to know what's that exact sign for brat or any word. I remember when I was a student, in interpreting school, we asked Walter, remember when I introduced you about Walter? And I go, oh, what's the sign for? And I'd spell it. And he goes, what does that mean? Tell me. And so I go, well, and I would kind of, awkwardly explain it. And he goes, that's the sign. That's what you use. And so he was teaching me that, what I'm trying to convey. If I don't know the sign, but I try to, explain it in different ways, then that is what you use. It's correct because you're conveying that right concept. And that's the whole point. It's like, I need that concept. So if you know a few signs, like even if you just acted it out, right? Like, for example, I knew this little girl, and she was Brat. And we were in a restaurant. She was older. She wasn't a baby. She wasn't, 2-year, wasn't a toddler. And she got a butter knife, and she held it out, and on the walls of the restaurant, where was her mom? Sitting there watching her. Where she? Said nothing. So I was really shocked, and I was embarrassed. But that to me, that was a brat, someone that's spoiled, someone that their parents allow them to do anything they want. That was someone that was big-headed, stubborn, possibly evil. No. That is one sign. I would not use that for children. It's just, but some people do. They don't mean it like, oh, they're really evil thoughts. They're being mean. So we have mean. We have rude. Rude. R for rude. Perhaps you remember. They're insulting. Insulting. That's around your heart. Insulting. So they like, for example, you could say, oh, they look like they're crying, but there's no tears, right? So it's not real. It's fake crying. So that is how you would say crocodile tears. They're crying crocodile tears because there is no tears. It's just fake, So those are the things that I wanted to try to convey to you today, is the concept. And I just decided to use that fun word for a brat. So if you notice any kind of attitude or character, or a few signs, and learn more and more and more. Look in your dictionary and your thesaurus. What is it I'm trying to say? If I don't know that English word, but I want to say that English word, what does it mean? You maybe know what it means. So then you look in the thesaurus, and it's going to give you different words that mean the same thing, synonyms. So that's how, it's a synonym, but I signed it words that mean the same thing, but it's different words that mean the same thing. And then you can look at that and you're going, oh, I know the sign for whatever, like always, or just something like that. You go, oh, I know what that means, or that sign. I know the sign for that. So that's how you use that, is use descriptors. So, like for example, that little girl that I was talking about recently that was a brat, her parents did not punish her, you could say discipline, but control her, which discipline is like if you're, pretend like you're like in a wagon when you've got like 2 horses and you're controlling them with the reins. Control. So this is manage, or to control. I don't use D for discipline, but a lot of people do, but I don't, because it means the same thing. or you can say, oh, there's no punishment, or she's out of control, right? She's destructive. So there's different signs that you can use, different words, if you will, that mean the same thing or what you're trying to convey. So just remember that and have your thesaurus as your best friend. I was recently looking into a box, opened up, and I found my little pocket thesaurus that I used to keep in my purse when I first started interpreting. It was a little bitty one. It was a small one, but I kept it in my purse. So if there was a word that kind of come up, I'm going, open it up, thumb through it, and I go, oh, okay. And sign it. Like if I had a break, or if you have a team. When I first started, I was in a kindergarten class, and it was just me. I didn't have a team. And then later, when I was working at the university, we would have teams, so I would have an opportunity to kind of look at my thesaurus. And now with your smartphones, then notice that how I did play on words, right? A smartphone, and that's how sometimes I'll sign it. You have a smartphone, and you can have a cell phone, but I also like smartphone. It's just fun. And so now you have your phone where you can look up, I'm scrolling up, where you can look up a word if you want to. You don't need your little pocket thesaurus. But it's good to have, and so you can really figure out what you're trying to say and what you're trying to convey. So have fun and practice, and I will see you later. Bye.